Good morning, everybody. This is Algebra 1. It's Monday, April 6th. This is video number 3. The topic or objective today is going to be factoring first and then using your factors to solve quadratics. This is video number 3. To do this, we are going to use 3 examples. There are 3 important steps you need to follow to successfully solve these. 1, with each quadratic, you need to make sure and set them equal to 0 and make sure they're in order. And in order. That means they have to look like this. Square first, x second, number last, that's in order, and it's set equal to 0. Second thing you need to make sure happens is you need to factor it, which means you're going to break it into your 2 parentheses. This is still set equal to 0. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to take each one of these factors, like x plus 2, if that's one of your parentheses, set that equal to 0, and solve it like the last Alex assignment. Take the second parentheses, whatever it is, that's just an example, and you're going to set that equal to 0, and you're going to solve it. So this one you would subtract 2 from both sides and get x equals negative 2. This one you would add 3 to both sides and get x equals 3. Once you get these 2 answers, you are done. So let me show you some real examples. But these are the steps that you need to use. First example, it's going to be already set equal to 0 and it's going to already be in order. X squared minus 5x plus 4, and it's equal to 0. In order, set equal to 0, it's ready to solve. So we take this thing and we make our 2 factoring parentheses, and we take all the factors of 4, which are just 4 and 1, and 2 and 2 to start. I'm trying to make a 5 in the middle. I can see that the 4 and the 1 is going to do it, not the 2 and the 2. So I put my x's, just like we've been doing. Put my 4 and my 1. And remember, my signs have to work out. I need a negative 5, so this 4x and this 1x have to add. So I need a minus and a minus. That adds to negative 5x, but it also multiplies to positive 4. Set each one of these factors equal to 0. And then you're going to solve them. Add 4 to both sides for the first one, and you get x equals 4. Add 1 to both sides from the second one, and we get x equals 1. And that is solved. The second example, and I think this will be the last example. I think 2 examples for you should do it. The second example is not going to be set equal to 0 and not in order. So we're going to start off with y squared equals 8y minus 12. This is not equal to 0. The 8y and the minus 12 are on the other side of the equal sign, and we need to change that. Remember, this power of 2 tells us that this is a quadratic. It tells us that there's going to be 2 answers. So I'm going to move the 8y across the equal sign by subtracting it. And that 8y is now going to be minus 8y. That 12, which is minus 12, if I move it across, it's going to be plus 12. And now that I moved these two terms, I have it in order, the y squared, the y, and the number equal to 0. It is ready to factor. It could happen that your problem doesn't factor. If it's prime, it means there's no real answers. I don't know if that'll happen on the problems I gave you today, but it could. So we look at our 12 and we write the factors. So for 12, we have 12 and 1, 4 and 3, 6 and 2. I'm trying to make an 8. I can see the 6 and 2 is going to do it. So I'm not going to use the 12 and 1. I'm not going to use the 4 and 3. Y squared means I put a y and a y. And I have my 6 and 2. I can put them in the last two places. And it needs to be a negative 8. So they have to add to 8, but they have to add to negative 8. So I need to have them both minuses. The minus 6y and the minus 2y make a minus 8y. If you multiply minus 6 and minus 2, you get a positive 12. I know it works. Last step, set them equal to 0 and solve. There's my two factors set equal to 0. Add 6 to both sides and I get 6. Add 2 to both sides and I get 2. And as you can see, we got two answers like we're supposed to. These are the only two examples today. So there's a new Alex quiz. It'll be up around 11 o'clock today. And it only has 7 questions on it. And they are all questions like these. These will be due next Monday, which is April 13th. Thank you very much.